Happy and Healthy, a series to help you learn about available resources.
Welcome to another edition of Happy and Healthy, a new series aimed at providing the resources for seniors, older adults, and their families, and letting them know what we have available for us in town. Today our topic is fun things to do for seniors, and we have with us, very fortunately, Levy, who is the Chief Librarian at the Hillsborough County Public Library Cooperative. Welcome, Lauren. Glad you could make it.
Thank you.
Rick Valdez, he's a recreational area supervisor for Hillsborough County. And Gail Thomas, she's a member of the New Tampa Seniors, a Meetup group. And I put the comma in there at the right place, I'm sure of it. First, for those folks who may not know all the things that we have with Hillsborough County Library, Lauren, could you give us an overview?
Sure. We have 28 locations. There's the main library downtown, the John F. Germany Library. There's Temple Terrace Library, Plant City Library, and 25 branch locations. We literally have a location just about everywhere. We also have a bookmobile and a cybermobile which go around the county. We offer a variety of services. Not just books anymore. We of course have DVDs and magazines and all sorts of things that you can check out. You can even check out a skeleton at our library. And we also have ebooks.
I wonder when I would need one.
Teachers
Okay.
and homeschoolers,
Okay.
absolutely.
Just
We have a lot of educational materials that can be checked out. And we also have ebooks, a lot of new digital media. I know a lot of people got those for the holidays, and we actually offer classes on ebook readers. We offer a variety of programs for all ages, from babies to seniors.
I don't think most people would know that they could do ebooks through the library.
Hey, we've been doing it for years.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow, that's a new one for me. Rick?
We have 10 regional centers located throughout Hillsborough County, as well as over 40 other recreation centers where we offer programs for people of all ages. What we do mainly for seniors is exercise classes, trips, meetups, socials, pretty much anything that we feel would improve their mental, physical, and social health.
Okay, you'll explain more about those later.
Okay.
Gail, tell me about your new group.
Meetup is a national organization, and you can form a meetup group for any purpose, anywhere. There are
Lovers of skeletons, for example.
Exactly. Those who
Okay.
want to rent skeletons from libraries. But we identified a need that seniors can become socially disconnected for many reasons. The loss of a spouse, a divorce, moving into a new area, your best friend, your running mate from next door goes into a nursing home. There are many different reasons why all of a sudden you got nobody to go with. So this New Tampa Seniors was formed to promote friendships amongst people with similar situations. I mean, we're not all widows, we're not all divorced, we're not all alone. Some of us are married, but husbands want to stay home and they want to go. Mm-hmm. And we have tried
That's, by the way, why I think women live longer than men.
Because we get up and go?
No, because they didn't get to do a lot of stuff, so they just said, well, okay, you die, I'm going to go out now, but pardon me for thinking that.
Well, we want to provide a safe atmosphere. We screen people who want to join. We don't want to become a target for people trying to sell services to seniors. We try to identify, people come in with a bucket list. And we end up putting together opportunities for those who are interested in that particular outing to sign up and go as a group.
Okay, I want to hear the details.
Okay.
Let's go back for a minute to Lauren. Can you give me some of the millions of events that take place at the library? I know there. I'm not going to let you do all a million because I'm going to go to Rick and then I'm going to move around. And then you start off and tell me some of the, I guess maybe why not start out with what are the more popular events for seniors to get involved within the library?
Well, of course, we have book discussion groups. And one of the new things we've been doing is something called Book Club in a Bag, where if you have a book discussion group and you meet at people's homes, you can check out our book discussion group bag. They call it Book Club in a Bag. They come fiction, nonfiction, classic titles. There's 10 copies of each book. And there's a list of questions that you can ask and background information. And somebody can check that out for their group for 6 weeks. And it's a whole kit in a bag. And they can check it out. They can go through our catalog. And there's a list of titles off of our homepage, hcplc.org, and there's a link for the Book Club in a Bag, and they can find all the titles, they can check them out, reserve them at their local library. They don't have to come downtown or anything, they can go to their local library and check out these kits for 6 weeks.
How fantastic that is.
They're very
I have
popular.
two daughter-in-laws that are so involved in book club, and I guess it's an expensive proposition to do generally, but they could do it this way, and somebody's already packaged the group for them?
Yeah, they put it together, 10 copies of each book. Generally,
you just ask for some genre of books, like sci-fi or whatever
well,
it is?
it's a variety. It's something we started about 2 years ago. And we have about 100 titles. We have things like The Shack, The Help. We also have some nonfiction titles. We also have some classic titles. To Kill a Mockingbird is another one that's very popular. We keep trying to add new ones all the time.
So that's one of the popular ones.
That's a very popular ongoing program.
I have to bring up here that I have one daughter-in-law who has a club called the Lazy Book Club, the Lazy People's Book Club, and they just go and watch the movie. She and all her friends, they just like, I don't have time for that book. So that's what they call it.
Well,
they don't want to call it the movie club. It's a lazy person's book
well,
club.
I have an answer for that.
You got that too? You got a bag of those too?
No, I have something called recorded books where they can check out the book with the CDs and they can listen in their car on the way to work like I do.
Okay, but then they can't get together unless they're all sitting in the same car.
Yeah,
right?
well.
And taking a trip and then there's
Well, they can get together and discuss it.
All right, tell me another one that you think is a pretty popular one.
Well, right now we have ongoing, this is going to tie in with our 100th anniversary, which is coming up in 2 years. It's something called the Library History Roadshow. They recently were at the Port Tampa Library, and they're going to each library in the order that the library opened. They started opening in 1914, and they started at the West Tampa Library, and they've been progressing all through this year and next year. They're going to do a library history roadshow where people can come in and tell their stories and bring in any kind of memorabilia, photographs, old books, anything to do with the history of that particular library. And that's really picking up steam. We had recently at the Port Tampa Library over 30 people show up, talk about their memories of the library. It's a great, great thing.
I saw your video on this and
Yes.
wondered why you didn't come to us for it, because we can do your... Now here's one of the reasons, because one of my staff, joking aside, we have a lot of video history of Tampa because the Access Center has been around for 25 years. So if someone famous came to town or there was a big opening of something, we generally have that in our library because one of our community producers would have covered it. So that's why I started thinking about it when I saw that. I thought, well, you know, that's something that you could use some of our old video in too, but we'd have to go look for it. But
Yeah, this is
anyway,
going.
that's a pretty sharp thing. I found it interesting that a lot of the the beginnings of the library were just really volunteers. They weren't paid people, right?
It was a mix. It was a
Yeah.
mix. The very first library, the West Tampa Library, was made possible through a grant or some money from Carnegie, Dale Carnegie. He gave millions of dollars of his own money back at the turn of the century to create libraries, and the West Tampa Library is one of those libraries, and it's still standing, and it's one of those classic library types.
Yep.
So It's a historic landmark and
Beautiful stained glass.
beautiful
a lot
stained
of
glass. They
things.
renovated it and it's absolutely gorgeous. So they started there. That was the first library. And they're progressing. The roadshow is going along every month about to each library as it opened in history. So the
Nice.
next up is the Harlem branch, and then after that, I don't know. I'd have to look and see, but they're going to go as
Where's
they go.
that branch?
It's now the CBA branch, C. Blythe Andrews branch. Also was
Okay.
also known as the College Hill branch.
Right.
It was a storefront. It was a trailer. It was in a variety of things, and now it's in its own permanent building on Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's called the C. Blythe Andrews now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Great. Rick, tell us about some of the offerings that Hillsborough County provides at the rec centers.
Well, one thing I would like for the seniors to know is that not everything recreation is physical. We do a lot of physical and non-physical activities. We do monthly luncheons that are potluck, where people are invited to come, just bring a covered dish, and we average about 325 people at the
Wow.
Northdale location, first Tuesday every month.
325 people?
Yes.
How big is that facility? Pretty big.
We have 2 separate buildings, and they're each about 10,000 square feet.
No kidding.
How is it communicated? I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, how did we know?
Well, you
that's
can
the
go to our
problem.
website, hillsboroughcounty.org/parks, and
Of course, every senior in
there's-
the world's on the computer.
there
which of course is
are,
not true. Okay.
you can just scroll and check out different parks in your area, what they have to offer. And we always welcome new ideas. So if you see if there's something you may be interested but you don't see, feel free to give us a call and talk to someone about it. We're
Is
always
that a
looking
structured? Is that a structured event, the potluck lunches, or is that just people just come and gather?
Well, it is organized by the Northdale Owls, and they are a group that we formed a partnership with. And it was founded by a longtime Northdale leader named Bill Castens. He's actually the chairman of the group now. They have a complete calendar of events. It's also located on their website, which is northdale.org, and you can go to the Owls link. Some other things that we do at our center that are pretty popular is we do socials throughout the year, which take place in the evening, and they're themed. We bring in live entertainment or whatnot, and people come for like a sit-down catered meal with entertainment, dance, things of that. Seniors are really loving that.
Is
We
that
also-
with a band or recorded music that is?
Normally, they bring in a band, live
Wow.
entertainment.
Are these expensive to go to or not?
A lot of it depends on which event, and how much they get the band for, what kind of meal they're gonna provide. I want to say in the neighborhood of $25, maybe.
Still not bad.
Right. It's a great night out for the seniors, and they love it. Some other things that have been very popular are, of course, line dancing. We do beginner and advanced line dancing every week. Ping pong has really taken off. We have pickleball going on now.
Pickleball? I don't know pickleball.
Pickleball is, I want to say it's miniature tennis, sort of. It's kind of use a smaller tennis net, and plastic or wooden paddles with a wiffle ball type ball, plastic ball hose in it, so it kind of floats. Gives you time to get to it.
Maybe we have to go out and video that. I have no idea.
Come on out.
They have
Will.
tournaments all over the place.
No kidding.
Very big in the senior community. Some of the non-physical things are card games. We have bridge a few times a week, art classes, wood shop at some of the areas. We try to stay well-rounded. Like I said, we're always taking in new ideas and making it happen for the seniors.
And where are you guys off to, or where have you been off to, Gail?
Well, we crossed the bay not too long ago when we did Chihuly and Morian Art Center.
Oh, aren't they wonderful?
They're wonderful, and we usually fix it so that we're out at either starting or ending at lunchtime so that we can
There
just...
should always be food around
Yeah,
these things.
absolutely, absolutely. We've done a historical walking tour of Ybor City that was fantastic. I mean, I've lived here since 1982 and learned a lot of new things.
See any ghosts, or we don't
Didn't
have
see any
those, do we?
ghosts.
Okay.
Didn't see any ghosts.
No, you
but
have to go to
our
New
guide
Orleans.
was very, he loved what he was doing, and he made it fun for all of us. We have done performances at the Straz. We have discovered Carrollwood Cultural Center. They have live performances.
Wonderful place.
Yeah. We've got art shows. You know, there's one coming up this weekend at Wiregrass, and it's an opportunity to not necessarily spend, just walk and enjoy it. I'm sure some of us will be spending too, but there are things that we've learned that even though we're compatible and we have a lot in common, our availability dates are not necessarily compatible. So it's sometimes difficult to put a large group together for a specific time and place. So we've got one coming up that's a water taxi tour of downtown.
That is a wonderful tour.
I've done it, and I'll do it again.
Once you do that, you say, oh my God, I've lived in Tampa 32 years.
Fantastic.
Who knew how beautiful it was back here?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you know, I don't mean to do a commercial, which I can't do for water taxi, but if I could, I would tell everybody to go to it, because it's just an almost amazing thing to realize that if you weren't, those parking garages weren't in front of the river and you were actually in a boat, you'd go, oh my God, is this gorgeous? And now, did I just read that the mayor is going to be doing the light show on the bridges,
Yes.
which is just going to be fantastic.
Are they going to do Light Up Tampa Bay this year? That's something we would go down, you know, carpool and do it as a group.
Well, I think that's part of Light Up Tampa Bay, part of presenting to the Republican National Committee, and something, though, that's going to stay. It's not going to go away,
Right.
which is just fantastic. I mean, I just am amazed. It's almost like you go, oh my God, we could be like Baltimore or one of the cities that has really done a great job of highlighting their river and their water.
Pittsburgh does it, Jacksonville does it, we can do it too.
Yeah, we should be able to do it. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Go on, Lauren, tell me some more stuff we're doing over there.
Well, some of our day-to-day programs are, of course, informative. We have Ask a Healthcare Professional, Diabetes Management. There's an elder law seminar coming up. It's all free at the South Shore Library, February 15th to March 21st.
Would that be Jack?
I don't know the name.
Okay.
Because they generally
So I've had
rotate
him
the
on a
lawyers.
few
They rotate the
shows.
lawyers. They rotate the lawyers that come down to the programs, because we have Ask a Lawyer programs at several of our branches.
I think he's the only elder law specialist in town, but I'm not sure of that.
We've had a couple different ones.
Okay.
There's always the Master Gardener program, if anybody does gardening. These are certified Florida Master Gardeners that come into a lot of our branches. Not every branch has one, but they come in once a month and they do various topics. Native gardening, rain barrels is one of our more popular ones. These are all free. A lot of the libraries have it. A lot of
Xeriscaping, all those
Xeriscaping,
kind of things.
yep.
Are those presented by the Extension Service? Or
Yes,
something? Okay.
yes, it is by the Extension Service, and these are all certified Master Gardeners. And there's absolutely no charge to come to any of our programs. We have, like I said, the e-reader classes, tons of technology classes for every level. So if you're just starting out and you have no idea what a computer is and where the start button is, we have a class for you. If you're a little more advanced and can handle a mouse, we can show you how to type up letters, do blogs. I mean, we do classes from very beginning to advanced.
And you make computers available to the public.
We
who
have
doesn't
internet
have any.
computers in every library. Depending on the size of the library is how many computers we have. Down at the main library, we have 37 internet computers. At some of our smaller libraries, we may only have 10. But every library has free internet access, and we also have free Wi-Fi throughout all of our buildings. So any mobile device you can use for free in the library.
Well, don't you wish you lived next door or something so you didn't have to pay that cable bill? I mean, that would just be so fantastic. I think it would be great. I know that a little while ago, Rick, you said, you know, we do other things than physical, but why don't we talk about that? You have yoga and a few things, don't you?
We have yoga. It's like a yoga stretch class. We also have aerobics light class, which that would be physical. some non-physical things. We do a lot of same things as her Meetup group, and they do lunches together, take trips.
They'll probably be down there soon.
I hope
I
so.
think they're going to be
I
at
hope
both,
so. I'm glad
both
to-
your places very soon. You'll see the new Tampa Club, because you just
Exactly.
gave them a whole barrel of ideas in a very short period of time.
And we
But
talked about that.
are you doing Tai Chi and some of these things too, Rick? Or
So are we.
We don't have,
you're doing Tai Chi at the library? Is that the, somebody mentioned there was a Tai Chi right outside the Sono Cafe there? Is that, do you
It's
do
at
that
the
one?
various libraries. It's inside the libraries.
Oh, it's inside, okay.
Yeah, free classes at the libraries. Different libraries do different things, but there's a lot of yoga programs going on. We do yoga for all different ages, but we do yoga for seniors, yoga for babies, yoga.
Right. Not, so some of the programs, even with the rec department at Hillsborough County, are not just for seniors. They're all adults, right? Or,
Yes.
and then you have specific ones that are more
Correct.
attended by seniors. So where are people suggesting you go now?
Well, when we have meetings once a month, and they're more social than they are business meetings, and we just ask people, what's on your bucket list? What would you like to do? One of the very early meetings, and we're all seniors now, and this is a 60 and up age group, and at one of our very early organizational meetings, one of the people that was there said, you know, I would really love to do a hot air balloon ride. There were 5 of us there, and all 5 of us want to do it. And we will.
You haven't done it yet.
No,
No
but it's
skydiving
not,
though, right?
It's not something that you want to do alone. You know, a lot of these activities, people become alone, and you don't
Plus,
want
you do
to
want to
do.
do your will before you.
Oh, yeah,
Make
you-
sure everything's kind of in order and that kind of stuff, right?
I didn't
Skydiving's
sign-
one of those.
Yeah,
Let's just
no
make
bungee
sure
jumping
everywhere.
either. But we do need to know that all of these other things exist. We've worked hard at finding venues and coming up with ideas. I had no clue that you could do Tai Chi at the park department and the library. So this is great.
I'm always fascinated. I've been doing some of these kinds of programs for the last 10 years, and with all kinds of nonprofits and all kinds of government agencies, local and statewide and so forth. And there's so much out there for us, but I think most groups don't have the dollars for PR. They just can't get the message out to enough people. And now we're so well scattered, aren't we? Where, how many TV stations? I know we're on channel 949 and 950 on Bright House, so there's a lot of TV channels to go through before you could figure out what's really available for you locally if you're going to put it on TV. And then newspapers aren't all read frequently, and how do you get notices out to every door or identify the people? And so it's really hard for everybody to know what is available to them. And I think the taxpayer's entitled to know.
We're on
and-
Facebook. The county's on
And
Facebook.
government programs.
Well, first you
will
got to
win.
get all those seniors on the computer to get Facebook
Hey,
done.
my parents are on.
Yeah, yeah.
Government funding is becoming much more limited, and a lot of these programs might go away too. So to find places that have things for seniors to do is important, but you're right, you got to get the word out. People
Right.
need to know they exist.
Rick, with this OWLS program, that is not a government-funded program. That's just like separate people just do it.
right, and that's one thing we do is we look for partners that share our mission, that would like to come in and offer programs.
Because you can't really have that in the budget of the county, I
Well, it
guess.
really helps. A key part for us to offer these programs is volunteerism. And we
that-
have some
but-
really great volunteers that have come in and organize a lot of these things and schedule it through supervisors like myself to be able to offer it to the community.
Is that so in the library too, Lauren, where most of your speakers aren't paid or anything, are they? Ask a Lawyer and all these other
And
programs?
most of the speakers, we don't charge. And if we have a guest that charges the Friends of the Library, which is a nonprofit organization that supports the library, pays for the speaker. But generally on topics like that, they're nonprofit organizations. They don't charge us. A lot of our programs, particularly the ones for children, where it's like a puppet play or a musician or something like that, we pay them with the Friends of the Library, because like she said, the county doesn't pay for the programming. It's all from the Friends of the Library, who are a volunteer nonprofit organization support group. So we depend on them a lot for our programs.
You know, speaking of that, I know we said, well, we're going to talk about fun things to do for seniors, but being a grandma, what you just mentioned, going to a puppet show or something can be pretty fun, and it's a kid thing, and a lot of us are in charge of, I did a program on that. There's an awful lot of grandmas raising children or caring for them, so maybe you should mention what you have for children.
Well, if you're a grandparent who's watching a small child, we have, every library has a preschool or baby program or toddler program, all free. The baby program and toddler programs are about 20 minutes, a little interactive, little short stories and finger plays and music. The preschool story time's a little longer, but they're all free. We see a lot of grandparents coming in. We have after-school programming for the school-age children. There's Lego programs springing up at a lot of our libraries, Lego at the library.
Is Legoland springing for this?
No,
They just came to
no, this was all
I
done through
should-
donations, all through donations.
I love Legos.
Donations, staff members would bring in old Lego sets. The Friends of the Library very generously donated a lot of sets of Legos and Duplos for the younger set. There's always a theme. This is one of our most popular family programs. We get people of all ages coming in to build with the Legos, and it's a theme, whether it's transportation or castles or something to that effect. There's always a theme, and it's at several of our libraries, including the main library, the Jimmy Keel Library, and a couple of other libraries. And
I really like to build disorganized things with my one-year-old grandson, who's just getting the block on there, almost like it now he can get it to fit. But we're going to talk more about non-Lego things when we return. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned.
Patty, let me be honest with you. Won't filing for Social Security benefits online be confusing?
George, it's simple and easy, and you can do it in your pajamas from the comfort of your own home.
Oh my.
You've navigated through asteroid belts, right?
Oh sure, plenty of times.
Well, compared to that, navigating socialsecurity.gov is a snap.
Really?
It's so easy. Even Kirk could do it.
Welcome back to Happy and Healthy. I'm Louise Thompson, the Executive Director of Tampa Bay Community Network, your TV station. And with us, we've been talking today about fun things for seniors to do. And we have Lauren Levy from the Hillsborough County Public Library Cooperative, Rick Valdez from Hillsborough County. He's Hillsborough County's Recreational Area Supervisor, and Gail, who's a member of the New Tampa Seniors, a Meetup group. We were just talking about, before the break, things we could do as seniors, perhaps, with our families or young children. And you mentioned a couple of things like Legos, which just is fantastic. I know with my one-year-old grandson, he just turned one, I downloaded the iPad app yesterday when I was taking care of him. I had him playing piano and the drums, which he just totally loved, because they're just slap it and you got drums and cymbals, and it's just fantastic what we have available, you know, it's just tremendous. You have programs for children in the county too.
Yes, we do. We just rolled out our brand new Rec to 6 program. It's an after-school program for elementary school-age kids, and we offer all sorts of fun activities for the kids. We also offer non-school day programs for when the kids are out of school at various centers, and we're in our planning stages for our summer camps.
Is that like full day when people are off school, or just a part of the day?
7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Really? That's not free, right?
It's not free.
What does that run though?
Well,
No?
we have 3 price categories: $20 a week, $30 a week, or $38 a week. And it's based on free or reduced lunch through the school system. So if you do not qualify for either, you pay our full rate, which is $38. Reduced lunch participants pay $30. Free lunch participants pay $20.
And what do the kids do while they're there?
We do all types of things from arts and crafts to flag football, basketball. You know, we try to be well-rounded and offer activities for all kids because not every kid that comes in our doors is an athlete, but some of them excel in other things like reading or arts and crafts. We have computer stations. We have a game room with ping pong tables, air hockey, pool.
Is that just at Northville you're talking about, or at various rec centers?
Various rec centers.
Okay. Close to schools? Some of them?
Some of them, we do have a couple, like West Chase is actually on school grounds, and the rest of them, they're in close proximity to schools. I don't have an exact distance.
Yeah, okay. Lauren, we were talking on the break for a minute about genealogy, which I think is a fun thing to do. Maybe some people think it's boring, but I think it's very fun to figure out who came over on the boat and when, and why did they name them that when that wasn't their name in the first place, and look up all those records. Talk to me about that.
You can get lost in the genealogy. We're very lucky and fortunate that the second floor of the main library, we have the History and Genealogy Department. It's one of the largest collections in the Southeast for local genealogy. And we do a lot of programs, not just there, but also at some of our other libraries. The South Shore Library, the Bloomingdale Library, each have ongoing programs. We have Introduction to Genealogy, where you just learn about the different types of records and things that are out there, because it can be quite daunting. If you're computer savvy, we do have an online genealogy program at some of our libraries. We offer classes on African American genealogy, as well as there's the Ask a Genealogist program, which is at the John F. Germany Library the first Saturday of the month, where you can come in and ask a genealogist.
A specific question, like I got this far with my family, but I don't know what to do next.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And the Tampa Bay Florida Genealogical Society also meets at the main library.
You have something, I'm generally, when I go to the library website, and yes, I have to renew my card, but and I will remember to do it soon.
It's free.
It's free and it's wonderful. It's just absolutely fantastic to be able to, you know, look for people or things or events or whatever is going on. But I did notice that there is some genealogy section there, right?
There's, on our website,
Yeah.
yes, we have a lot of online databases that deal with genealogy. We have Ancestry.com, which you have to come into the library to use, but we have several that you can use at home, including Heritage Quest online and Fold 3, which used to be called, oh gosh, I don't even remember, but
Fold,
F-O-L-D 3. It's in reference to the flag that when they fold it, the third fold.
oh, so it's about the veteran
But they
database?
have a lot of census data as well and records. Heritage Quest, and there's the Master Genealogy Index is on there. There's the obits and
You know, I
existential
noticed
analysis.
that you can't really look up obits very easily anymore from newspapers because
They limit
they've
it to
given
7
them,
days. It's turned
but you
commercial.
can't even come back.
Well, you can do it through the library's website. You can go through our website, you log on to hcplc.org. There's a tab for learning and research, and we have a whole section on history and genealogy. And one of them is newspapers and obits. It's an index, and you can look up and you can see where what newspaper the obituary is in. And if it's local,
But
we
I'm
have
saying a lot of papers are no longer even storing them. I don't know how you would get them because they've gone to these commercial sites like Legacy and
right.
some other one, and they're only keeping them for a very short period of time. I did a lot of searching for my my high school classmates, and I have a Facebook page for them and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to hunt them down. It's a lot easier if you go through obits and then find their parent or grandparent, and it kind of says where they might be and what their new last name is and blah, blah, that kind of stuff. So, but I've found that I'm stymied because obits are no longer, and I'm going to library websites. So I'm on the newspapers that have been there since whenever, 20 years already or 15 years. And you can't find them there because they're not keeping them anymore.
Well,
I think that's a really bad thing.
Well, they may not be, but we still have access.
You do? So
Yes.
through those commercial sites too?
We pay for certain databases, but we offer them for free. You come in, you can use any of our learning and research computers. The librarians will be happy to help you. There is an obituary index on the history and genealogy section of the library's website. You can do this from home. And it gives you an index as to where to find the obituaries.
That's great.
And if it's local, we have microfilm, Tampa Tribune and the St. Pete Times or Tampa Times going back 100 years. So you can look that up. We have the New York Times going back a ways. A lot of it on microfilm and microfiche. We have a lot of that stuff. Some of it, yes, will involve some legwork, but that's where our librarian, our trained staff comes in to help you out. They have a whole floor dedicated to history and genealogy, and there's just tons of information. You can literally get lost. People come from hundreds of miles around, come to that floor to do their research, to do their family research. It is one of the best collections out there.
And you're not doing programs like that in the rec centers, are you? Because it's available through
We do have a group that meets, and they do family tree, so it's pretty much
Family
same
tree
thing.
maker.
I'm sure, I haven't visited the class, but I do know it's a group that meets out there that does family
But then
tree.
you need Ancestry.com to do that. I mean, right?
Absolutely.
It's a lot of research. My husband researched his family history, and he started with his grandparents. What they had done had gone back a couple generations, and he managed to get it back. And this took months of research through Ancestry, through some of these other databases, and just through various other sites to go back to 1500. So
Wow.
yeah, and the
he
Spanish
did that
Inquisition
in a-
kind of cut it off.
And he did that in a few months?
He had taken the translation of his great-grandfather's or great-grandmother's work that she had written. It was in German, and he had it translated, and then went back and did more research. And it took him a long time to do this. It was a lot
I would
of...
say.
It becomes an obsession.
Yeah, he printed out a ream of paper, a book of family history.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, with that one tree, family tree thing, you can't even print them out because, I mean, it goes out like, I don't know how many pieces of paper you'd need to actually do a tree where you can actually see everything that's going on.
He's got it. It's pages and pages and pages.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of genealogical material, a lot of programs at the various libraries.
Are those on a regular basis? Did
Yes,
you say that, like
yes.
once a month or once a week? Or?
The Ask a Librarian is once a month, and the other libraries, they have at varying dates. If you go to our website, hcplc.org, there is a tab for events and classes, and you can actually select your branch to look for different classes, or you can select adult programs and type in genealogy or genealogist, and it'll show a listing of all the programs that are happening in the library system, and it's countywide. So we do offer a lot of things. I was looking for February, and there's online genealogy. I want to say it was either at the South Shore Library or the Bloomingdale Library. And we, of course, have several programs at the main library. Usually it's on a Saturday. They do a lot of Saturday programs. We recently had a history program on the Seminole Wars, a genealogy program on the Seminole Wars this past Saturday.
So just on a specific era or time?
Yeah, they do a lot of specialized things. We have a lot of special programs. We got a lot of things coming up for Black History Month. That's all being advertised. We have a great music program, good segue, Sonny and Pearl, who are doing musical tributes to Ella Fitzgerald at several of our libraries.
Oh, neat.
Yes, they're coming up. The libraries are, let's see what libraries. There was at South Shore, the Riverview Library, the Jan Platt Library, the Jimmy B. Keel Library, and the John F. Germany Library are all having Sonny and Pearl. And it's a musical tribute. I think several of the programs are to Ella Fitzgerald, and one of them is to Duke Ellington.
Nice.
And they're on the weekends, they're free, they're in our auditoriums, and they're always fun. They're always great to have.
That's fantastic. You know, I'm just reminded that I used to get a publication from the library, which I think is now online, that people might want to know about, and that is the collection of all the clubs and organizations in town.
Yeah, they don't print that anymore.
No, I know they don't
Yeah.
print it, but it's on. But now, I mean, if you happen to love poodles, you could put that in there and find a club of lovers of poodles or
Or a
you know,
meetup group.
A meetup
well,
group.
I'm sure you
Yes, poodle
I'm sure the
lovers,
meetup groups are
Yeah,
there too,
sure,
but
absolutely. They got poodle lovers, I'm sure.
but I mean, no, specifically to like whether it's retired accountants or lawyers. I mean, I don't even recollect all the hundreds and hundreds of clubs that we have in this town where people can get together on who like a particular thing.
Yeah, and they change all the time, and their names change a lot too. So sometimes your best resource is the internet to find out where they're meeting and so forth. There are a lot of meetup groups.
There are.
And there are food-related meetup groups. There are animal-related, activity-related meetup groups. There have been some that have met in the library as well, and based on a common interest.
Like the library always did the writers group. Do they still meet there, Writers
At
Alliance?
yes, some of the libraries still have them meet. We do have the free meeting rooms available for nonprofit organizations. You can't run a business out of there, but you can sign up and use the meeting rooms free of charge twice a month. You just fill out a meeting room application. And if you're a group like the meetups, that would be great. As long as you don't charge, you're welcome to use the meeting room. It's based on availability.
Our homeowners association has used meeting rooms at,
Oh, yes.
at libraries because it's large enough, it's nearby.
Can people use the rec centers too, Rick, or no?
We allow homeowner associations that are registered to use our centers for 2 hours once a month, a room. As far as groups, we do allow them to use rooms. Nonprofits, I believe it's $20 an hour. Just any other group is $40 an hour.
So that's been pretty much the impact of the loss of revenue from ad valorem taxes, right? Because wasn't a lot of that less money or no money?
For a long time, it was free.
Yeah. We were free here. People could come and take video production training and put programming on the air, and because we're not getting funded by the county either, we're now forced to charge, which I think is really unfortunate.
Since we're doing fun stuff for seniors, a lot of what we've talked about is online access. Look it up. Online, Meetup, online. We've discovered that the University of South Florida, through their OLLI program, Osher Lifelong Learning, has got an excellent program for seniors. And all you got to do, if you are computer literate, is just type in USF Seniors in your search engine, and it'll take you to OLLI. And they have all kinds of programs, including teaching seniors how to use computers, how to get involved in Facebook, how to do your own website.
Life Enrichment Center does that too.
Exactly.
We did a show with both of them on the same panel, giving a description of everything that they did.
Their lecture series are excellent. They have all kinds of things for seniors. A lot of it fun stuff, a lot of it serious stuff. There's a lecture coming up about avoiding scams.
We're doing a show on that. I think it's in a week or two. We've done a couple of them. That's an amazing topic in itself.
Internet safety, very important.
Yeah,
Very important.
except we were able to defeat the SOPA PIPA thing. So
Yes.
we free speech people are delighted. We're just like, oh yeah, good. I can't believe you wanted to do that. But in any event, okay. So what about, as we wrap up the show, and I'm sure that's going to be in a little bit, we talk about what other things I'm missing and didn't ask about.
Well, we have coming up Adult Summer Reading Program. We've been doing this will be, I think, our third year that we'll have a summer reading program. Traditionally, it's been for children, and we've expanded it to adult summer reading. And generally, you can read whatever you want, and we incorporated last year an online component where you could register and you submit a review of a book, and you're entered to win a gift basket that was donated. And last year it included, I believe it included a Nook.
Nice.
So we don't have...
Okay, so wait, so you see what the list is of what you should be reading this summer?
No, you can read whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
It's open reading. We don't specify, and it's the same for the children. They can read whatever they want. And there's a variety of programs for them, but we've also started doing that for adults as well.
So it's not just like I remember my kids would, if they read a lot of books, they got Pizza Hut or something.
That Pizza Hut's still doing that. They do it independently.
It's a cool thing.
The kids come in with their Pizza Hut things and say, hey, can you stamp this? We're like, sure.
Can you tell me how it would work with the e-books? What do you do? Come in with your...
E-readers, well, if you're not familiar, if you don't know how to use the e-readers, we do offer a lot of classes, or you can just come into the library. A lot of libraries you can make appointments. I know down in South Shore you can make an appointment. But we also do structured classes. But the way it works is if you say you have a Nook, or you have, Nook is a good example. Nook, basically you just, you plug it into your computer, you go onto the Overdrive Media website, through our website, through the library's website. You select your free books, say I'm going to download it for the Nook. You can have up to 10 free ebooks, and you download them. And if you also have to download Adobe Digital Editions, which is a free, what we call a plug-in, and it goes into that, and you plug in your Nook, and you transfer it to your Nook.
And how, it doesn't work like library, does it? Because it's downloaded. Do you...
After 2 weeks, it expires, and you can no longer open up the book.
Okay.
You're borrowing it electronically.
You're borrowing it electronically. We also have a new service called Freeding, and if they don't want to bother with any of that, there's a wonderful site called Project Gutenberg, which has free ebooks, which are a lot of classic titles, things that the copyright has expired. I mean, everything, Shakespeare, the Bible, the Kama Sutra, anything you can think of that's going back. A lot of it's digital. They've been doing this for 30 years. And it's free. They don't need Adobe Digital Editions. They can just download it onto their computer and transfer it onto their e-reader. If they have an iPad, that's really easy. iPads are real easy to download ebooks onto. There's an app. They would have to know how to go to the App Store. And the librarians can walk them through this, but they download the free app.
The iBooks app?
Yeah. It's the Overdrive Media Console app.
Oh.
And they download from that. They then just download straight into the iPad. There's no connecting to the computer. It goes straight in. It's very easy. I had an elderly gentleman who brought in his new iPad and wanted to know how to do this, and I sat down with him, and step by step I stepped him through, and within 15 minutes he had an ebook on his iPad. You need an email account. If you don't have that, we can set you up an Adobe Digital Editions account, which I went through with him. That took 5 minutes. And the hardest part is picking a book, because there's so many, and we keep adding new ones. So, and they're all free, and you don't have to worry about overdue fines or getting back to the library. It's all
that's free. Good, because that way it just disappears and that's the end of it. You've lost it.
Yep, and if you have to reserve a book, it's automatic. They'll notify you by email, and you have 3 days to download it.
I just wonder, has the library over the last several years, with all the electronic media that's out there, have they found that there's, less use of library books, or?
No. My prior job was to order ebooks, but I tracked statistics for their use as well as the print books. And I can tell you that we're still checking out just as many books, if not more, as well as more and more people are using ebooks. The way I view it is that ebooks are just another format. We have print copies, hardcover copies, we have large print books, we have books on CD, we have paperback books, but now we have electronic books. It's just another way for people to enjoy.
Another delivery system.
Another delivery system, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
And it's all free.
You kind of look at things and sometimes read articles that say, a lot of things are going bye-bye, but they always did that. When TV came out, they said that's the end of radio. It wasn't. When movies came out, they were worried about a TV, or the internet. They're worried about video, but everything's video. So I'm like, this can't be real. And it's interesting to find out that it's still something people want to do. And people, I guess, another thing about our mobile and yet isolated society, as you put it, they need to get together, and that's what you're making available at the rec center. I guess you're seeing more of people wanting to connect.
Absolutely, and as she mentioned earlier, a lot of seniors become disconnected because they lose their life partner or whatnot, and then they go into their home and they are not sure where to turn to. So we want to be there and offer programs, fun, safe, enjoyable programs that they could come out and meet new people and experience new things.
And they probably won't take the initiative to do it alone, but with a group like Meetup, there's safety in numbers, there is friendships that develop, and you determine common interest, and you might have 3 people, and you might have 20 people that say, hey, let's go to one of his programs this week.
Right. Okay, so we're down to about 10 minutes left, and I want to just leave you each with a couple of minutes to push a program in particular or your own program, and just leave it open to you to give us some other knowledge to the viewers that maybe we didn't get to them already.
Well, I want to push in general our website, hcplc.org. Residents of Hillsborough County can get a free library card at any of our libraries. They just need to come in, fill out an application, and show a picture ID with their current address. If they've just moved, they can bring in their old ID and say an electric bill or something, or the lease of where they're staying with their new address, and we can get them a free library card. And with that card, they can have access to all of our materials, check out. We have tons of stuff. You can also, if you're at home, we have tons of stuff off our website, including streaming videos, free streaming videos through Access Video. Many of the great free educational programs through PBS and the news reports and so forth are on there, including some internet safety issues. We also, people think that the internet killed the library, and actually the opposite is the case. If you've ever tried to Google something, go on to Google and do a search, 9 times out of 10 you probably don't get what you're looking for. You still need somebody to help you guide you through. We have actually seen an increase in the number of people coming in over the years, not a decrease. And libraries generally embrace the technology, and we're here to help and instruct. And we do offer so many classes on how to go online, on what is this web thing. And we do so many things. We're doing classes on creating Facebook accounts, on eBay, on blogging, on email. We have I've helped a lot of senior citizens set up email accounts because, oh, my grandson sent me pictures, wanted to email me pictures. So we help them set them up. We step them through and get them an email account.
Without Facebook, you can't share all of these things anymore either, because that's where everybody's putting them, and they don't want to individually send them around, so they'd rather just do it as a big mass thing, right?
Yeah, we teach people on all levels.
One of the things, Laura, and I wanted to make sure we brought out is that while you talked about the library card and accessing a great many things with the library card, to go to the library and to access the different programs you have, nobody needs a library card.
No, programs are open to everybody, and we don't check ID or anything like that. Our only limitations are space, and we love to see it where we fill a room. With a lot of the children's programs, they have puppet shows. We get 100 children show up. So there are very popular programs. The computer classes, the only limits we have are the number of computers that we have in the room. And the programs are always free. And there's sometimes, some of them have some pre-registration, but generally most of them you can just walk in. And they're open to everybody.
That's great. What would you like to add, Rick?
Annual event that we are very proud to be a part of is Tampa Bay Senior Games, and it happens in October every year. There's over 600 participants and 35 events or so. We partner with the City of Temple Terrace and the City of Tampa, and a big sponsor is the West Florida Federal Credit Union, and it's a great event. You can come to our website or go to Tampa Bay Senior Games website to find out more information, as well as more information on programs that are happening at our centers. Please contact us.
The games, is that like baseball, football, or running, or
It's
swimming?
a little bit of
What
everything.
kind
They have swimming, pickleball,
Besides pickleball,
table
right?
tennis, basketball, softball throws.
They cover any
they do,
of
baking.
Baking?
Yep, they have baking. They have, I believe they had a
That's a good one to go
acting.
to afterwards, right? After it's done, pick up some of those the things that were served, right?
That's right.
How about for disabled? Do you have
Disabled-
programs for that too?
We have a great program for disabled people out of All People's Life Center.
Where's
And
that?
it is located on Sly Avenue, just east of 56th Street behind King High School.
Okay.
And this past weekend, actually, we sponsored the quad rugby games, like wheelchair basketball.
Nice.
It's a great event as well.
Do we have a lot of participants when you have those things?
A lot of participants.
That's great. So who knew our county was taking care of all this? All this
Yeah,
business.
and how is it
And
publicized?
there's
'Cause I didn't
Gail.
know.
She's just learned everything
Oh,
there is to
but shoot,
learn.
I got a
From
list.
these two people, we know like everything. Gail, do you want to bring up anything as we close out?
We have found that people are saying, wow, we're so glad that this is available to us, but I don't live in New Tampa. And we've checked, and lo and behold, there really aren't a lot of senior meetup groups out there specific to seniors. And it's very, very easy to start a meetup group. Do a Carrollwood meetup group, do a Town and Country meetup group, do a Brandon meetup group, but create one and make it so that you find people with common interest who don't want to sit home and rock their life away. They want to get out and do, and they need social interaction. It's a good program.
And so you're recommending that other people get involved in the meetup and do it in their neighborhoods because
Sure.
the difficulty is, well, they're predicting $5 a gallon gas, so you don't want to have to go too far to get in with your group, right?
That's right. Well, I mean, a lot of what we do is away from New Tampa. I told you we went to St. Petersburg to the Chihuly Museum, and we'll be going back to St. Pete. There's a lot of wonderful things
Do you
over there.
get a bus, or does everybody
No, we
just drive
carpool.
up?
We carpool
Oh.
because we all live in a concentrated area. But what happens is if we are carpooling and we have members from Brandon, and we do, they say, oh yeah, I want to do that one. I'll meet you there, or pick me up at Home
The
Depot.
New
on your way
Tampa
through.
group lets people in from other neighborhoods, is that what you're
Only,
saying?
yeah, because they don't have any of their own, and I'm saying that
they're-
it's not that difficult to
Yeah.
start one. You just go to the internet and you just type the word meetup, put in your zip code. It'll tell you the 300 that are available within 10 miles of your house.
Yeah.
It'll tell you the 500 events that are planned this week within 10 miles of your house.
Oh, sure.
But it's not that difficult to start one.
Well, I appreciate that all of you have come down here and let viewers know what's available to them that they would just totally not know about. And I'm hoping that what you do is get a lot of hits on your websites, and maybe, how about a phone number for people who perhaps don't do the computer thing?
Okay, our phone number for the library is 813-273-3652.
Okay, we're going to run that at the end of this program too, so they can write it down. And
Parks,
if you
Recreation,
can-
and Conservation is 813-635-3500.
Okay.
Go to the library, type in New Tampa Seniors in your search engine, and it'll take you to a place where you can join.
Okay, that's great.
There you go.
All right. Okay. I'll probably have to have you back again with all the new activities that you're doing, and I appreciate your being here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Until we see you next time, hope you have a great day.